everyone. Today we are solving a real world problem, tracking employees' work hours. So imagine you are managing a company and you need to track your employees' work hours for past 7 days. So maybe you have a list of their daily work hours. And what you need to do is you need to calculate the total hours worked in the week by the employee, find their average daily work hours, and check if the employee has worked overtime. Overtime here is above 40 hours in total. And if they have, we want to print a warning. So this can be solved using a for loop because we know that we have these 7 days of data here, which we want to loop over. So let's start coding this. So let's first define list to store daily work hours. So maybe 8 hours first day, 7 hours. So 7 days of data here I have. 8 hours, 7 hours, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to remove one. Yeah. And maybe I'll also have a float here. Let's save it down to a variable work hours. Now, what you want to do is we want to calculate the total hours worked in a week. So let's create a variable called total hours where we are going to store the total hours. And we are going to initialize it to 0. Next, you want to use a for loop to add up all the work hours. So we can loop through all the items in this list here and calculate the total hours worked by the employee. So for R in work underscore hours, and then we are going to say total is equal to total plus R. This is not total, but total underscore hours. So this will give us the total hours. Let's just go ahead and print it here. So total hours worked by the employees, 54.5 hours. Once we have the total hours, we want to calculate the average daily work hours. So how do we do that? So that is nothing but total hours divided by the number of days we have here. So that would be len. We are basically checking how many items we have in this list, how many days of data we have. And this will give me the average. Let's save it down in a variable. So yeah, this will give us the average hours. If I go ahead and print it, this is what we are getting. So on average, the employee worked around 7.8 hours per day. Now let's check if the employee worked overtime. That is more than 40 hours in total. So for that, we'll use a conditional statement. So I'll say if, and I need to check the total hours is greater than 40. That means the employee has worked overtime. So we want to print a warning. So let's just say warning, overtime detected. And let's just go ahead and print the total hours also. Total hours worked. Else, if the employee has not worked overtime, you want to just go ahead and print the total hours worked by the employee. Yeah, and that's how you can track employees' work hour in Python using a simple for loop. So what are we doing here? Once again, we are using list to store the daily work hours. We use the for loop. Use the for loop here to calculate the total work hours. We computed the average daily work hours, and then we checked for the overtime and printed a warning if required. Now it's your turn. Try modifying the code to track hours for multiple employees and see how it works. If you have any questions on what we have covered today, please let me know in the comment. See you in the next one. Happy coding.